got rattled, which again, Henders said that was going to be the case, but to see it with our own eyes was shocking.
Yeah, and I think the most impressive part to me was that when you watch those freshmen out there, not a single one of those freshmen looked like freshmen, right? Owen Larson didn't play like a freshman. Physically, he looked like a football player, and that probably helped him adjusting to this level of college basketball.
You know how many turnovers he had?
Zero.
Zero.
No turnovers in 34 minutes going up against a team that finished 6th nationally last season in defensive turnover rate.
Again, it's not freshman. It wasn't just Larson. I mean, Jaden Jackson came in and gave him good minutes.
Stoney had not.
Was
awesome.
unreal.
Was
I mean,
awesome.
just across the board. I mean, Moores didn't shoot the ball really well, but he challenged guys at the rim. His block shots, his steals. I mean, he just competed his ass off. And what can you say enough about Oscar Clough? I mean, he got double-teamed early, and then second half started. When they decided not to double him, he just took over the game. They all just were patient and had their moments. And
the quote from Oscar Clough after the game when I said, I'm like, your guards, man. Like, I didn't see that coming. And he said, I didn't effing see it coming either. Nobody did. I mean, again, Henderson said it, but I don't know if he believed they were going to win.
Yeah, you can see it in practice, right? And it's one thing for your freshman to come in and do it against your second team or the guys that they're going to be starting over, right? It's a completely different thing to come in and do it against a team that is a borderline top 25. Like, that McNeese State team is good enough to make the tournament and win a game in the tournament if they get the right matchup, right?
They're built that way.
Yes. They're old. They're veterans. They're guys that have all played at the high major rank. Like, Alan Breed's a fifth-year guy that played at Providence, right? You look at Javon Garcia as a fifth-year guy. He played at UMass, averaged double figures up there. You look at a guy like Brandon Murray. He averaged 2 years ago. He was averaging 14 points a game in the Big East, and he comes in here, and Will Wade has him as the defensive stopper. And the South Dakota K kids are like, yeah, I was playing high school basketball in Iowa last year. I got this. Light work. This is easy. This is what I do.
Yeah, I talked to Will after the game, and he gets it. He gets the big picture, which is, hey, listen, this game's going to make us better. Number one, we challenge ourselves because ultimately we're playing for those however many days in the league, in the conference tournament, and then hopefully he put this team together to hopefully be able to match up against some of those high major teams. Now, they're going to have to make shots. But, again, tonight probably wasn't a true indication of where they're going to be at later in the year.
I think it's fair, but some of the red flags we're concerned about, the size bothered them. Mm-hmm. Oscar Clough's size bothered him inside. They had no answer. And he was really good against the double team, and he was patient, and then they decided not to double. They're going to have trouble against high major bigs with their front court. And they're going to be forced to double and got to scramble out of it. Listen, they'll be there in the end, and it matters. This is going to give Will Wade a ton of ammunition to really get after it and get this team. Because I think, like I said before, they were the guard play for South Dakota State looked like they not only were tougher, they looked like they were just better players. And I don't think any of us think that that's a thing that we can count on all year long. But they were tonight. I mean, today they were the tougher team.
Like this.
No.
And we all know that. No. But what Henderson did was he brings in a bunch of guys that are winners, number one, right? They believe they can win. Number two, they're skill guys. They can all shoot. And he gives them the freedom to do that. And he almost gets on them for not doing that.
Yes, I think that Joe Seiler making those shots early in the game were huge because they gave them a little bit of confidence. Yes. And, there's two ways that you could look at a freshman, right?
For our entire crew, I'm Alex Seinert. The nightcap, as Randolph said, puts the bow on what has been a phenomenal start to the Field of 68 Opening Day Showcase. We say the first annual, right, Rob?
I want to thank all the people, the production staff here. I want to thank all the people that work at the Pentagon, all the people from Sanford Sports. Alex, I want to thank you. It's not easy to jump on here and work with us. We're a different group of guys, and we appreciate you being here. Field of 68.
Wade credit.
Yes,
for
I mean, for
scheduling
taking this
one.
game. I mean, he knows
Who
how it
does
is
that?
because there's not many programs that want to play either one of these two teams, right? I mean, there's not many high major.
But he didn't want a
programs.
return game. He could have gotten a return game
definitely
out of
could
it.
have. He definitely could have. And credit to him. But again, he's preparing his team to do damage when they get into the NCAA tournament. He knows they're in. They're going to win the South.
They're going to run
They're going to run through it.
Yes.
They'll be lucky if they lose one game.
Right.
Games like this is preparing his group for an NCAA tournament, and they weren't ready. And it gives them the ammunition and the motivation to say, hey, guys, we got to get back. We got work to do.
We were able to catch up with Eric Henderson after the game today. Goodman was able to sit up here and hang out with him. And there's one thing that I will say about Eric Henderson. There is – I don't know if the positivity is something that rubs off, but I am very glad that you were able to sit there and talk to him because we need a little bit of his positivity to rub off on you. Let's get into that interview. Eric Henderson off of an 80-73 win over McNeese State here in the Pentagon.
All right, here with Eric Henderson, fresh off a thrilling win. I don't want to say shocking, but it was a little surprising because of the youth, right? Because of the youth, because of McNeese's experience, a bunch of dudes, and they come in here, and you kind of controlled this thing, and you said, like, I know we're going to be tough, but when you saw it, was it a little bit different?
Well, I had great hope. I'll tell you, as you know, I had great hope, but you never really know how it's going to go. And then, but our guys had confidence, and they believed in themselves, and they trusted their teammates at a high level, and it kind of helped playing in front of our crowd. You know, it was tight late, and it kind of went our way, which was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, your whole kind of deal in this thing, you had to rebound, you had to play tougher, and you had to make shots. You didn't make a ton of them, but Joe certainly made enough early. And then I thought, again, the big play was obviously Oscar's pass at the end to Owen, and he drills that open three, and
it was kind of it. You know, that was kind of it.
It went quick.
It went quick, and they were out of timeout, so I didn't want to call a timeout either. And it was a total team effort. But like you said, Joe got us off to the start, right? He got that lid off the basket right away, and then in the second half, I told you at halftime, we're never going to tell a guy not to shoot the basketball when he's open, and they felt good about it.
Because you have shooters. Because you have good shooters.
We believed in it.
Right.
We believed in it. But I also got to give Big Oscar a lot of credit. They were taking him away. They were doubling him. And he just found a way to impact the game so much. It was a big-time deal. He had 15 rebounds, made the big assists when they need it. He trusted his teammates, and that's what our program's been about a long time. And I'll say this for the other thing, too, Jeff. Like, McNeese State, obviously, they're going to be great. They're great, right?
Give them credit for coming here.
Yeah, give them credit for that. And also, they've got new guys, too. And I know they're old, right? I know they're old. I know they're experienced. But they're going to continue to get better, too. They got to learn how to play together as well, just like we do.
When we were talking, and you lose Zeke Mayo to Kansas, you lose William to UCLA, and you're still like optimistic, and I don't know, I thought maybe you had a gummy or something before you're talking to me because you were like so upbeat, and I'm thinking you're crazy. And now I watch these guys, and I'm thinking to myself, like, these are freshmen. Think of how good you can be by the end of the year, next year, down the road, 4 years from now. And I know nobody likes to look that far in the future because of but these are local kids too who value being a South Dakota State Jackrabbit, don't they?
Oh yeah, I mean we have a lot of local kids, right? And they understand that they have a little blood in their blue, or blue in their blood, I should say. And so the portal is what it is, right? And we want to continue to get better every day. I thought we got better today. But it's one game. We understand that. We got to continue to grow as a team, continue to play together and play connected every time we step out on the floor. And I like our chances. I've told you this, too, before. Like, I don't know if we'll win every game we play. I know we won't. But we believe we're going to win every time we step on the floor.
You got winning players. You got kids that come from winning programs, right? Owen Larson believes he's going to win every time he goes out there, doesn't he?
Absolutely. All those guys do, and I just the thing I was most proud about is just our trust in each other. And nobody tried to do too much. I thought Stoney had not. Jaden Jackson, they came in, and the two other freshmen and had big plays for us, So it was a total team effort.
All right, so what are you more proud of this weekend?